And welcome to Video Review with Coach Glenn. Let's get started. Okay, first off, I always love these moves, and I want you to look at Laura and how she's already shifted over to the center after her partner was pulled wide by the serve. Okay. The subtle things in doubles. Okay. So let's back it up just a second, and we notice how the serve is pulled Gail out to the side. And whenever you're in Karen's position as the partner of the receiver, is to be aware of where your partner's been pulled to, because that would necessitate that person sliding more into the center to fill that gap of the court. And you can see basically how big of a space we have in between these two players at this point. So wherever the ball goes and you're not hitting the ball, let's make sure we're moving on the court, because you can just see if Laura had a more workable ball at the net, it's a pretty easy play to go back through the center at that point. But Karen makes a nice dig there. Let's see what happens. And I think Lisa came in and missed the volley, but she's disappointed. Okay. All right. Now Gail gets to tweak her positioning, and you can see the return of service played back to Lisa, and Gail is pretty much where she started, and she's trying to read at this point, is it a drive or a lob? And I think it's a drive that's happening here, which would again means, if Gail can just move up a little bit into the court, let's see what happens. And sure enough, there's that drive. Okay, let's back this up a second. And again, it's all about movement and spacing here. So here's a ball that's pulled out wide. And this is really cool. These two, how they moved almost in unison to where the ball was going on the court. And as this ball's played up into the center, Gail is actually in pretty good position here to defend against Laura. However, I think Laura just hits too good of a volley here, right through the center. Good play. All right. Interesting play here. This is what I mean by interesting play. The serve goes out wide. And in this instance, with the serve going wide, Laura did not shift to the ball. In fact, her instincts told her Gail is hitting this ball cross court, and she actually moves in the opposite direction because she could see what's coming, and look how she shifts out into the middle. But Gail hits too good of a shot. Okay, almost the similar situation here, where again Lisa serves out wide to Gail, but this time Laura's instincts have told her to protect her alley more. Ball comes back cross court. And I think Karen tries to intercept this, but it's a little bit beyond her reach. Okay, let's back this up a little bit. Karen's got good focus on Laura across the net, shifts her focus over to where the ball is. And, Laura's making her adjustment back into the middle and back a little bit, as she should. Because watch what happens here is Lisa does a good job of getting her racket of the ball. And look how Laura has filled the middle of the court. That's Karen's target zone, and she's right there to intercept that. And one thing you can do when you're defending is also maybe think a little bit about offense, because as she's in that position, there's a huge gap between Gail and Karen at this point. And if she can have enough time to direct that ball through the center, she's got a winning point. Ball goes back to the baseline. And again, this is a repeating situation with all of us on the court that we can do a better job with. And that is, when we look behind us, to make sure it's a quick glance, because you need to keep attention to those net people, where they're getting into position for your partner's hit. And let's go ahead and move forward. I think that lob was a great shot.
You're good.
Okay, good one to finish on right there. Let's back this up a little quick second. So again, when you're in Gail's position, Gail's right now good focus on Laura, but yet at the same time she wants to be able to pick up the flight of her partner's return. And at this point, she should recognize that, hey, this ball's going up the line, and to just nudge over a little bit and fill that gap a little bit better than she's doing here, because we'll see where this ball goes, because Laura has identified this area for herself. She knows where she's going with it, and pretty much there it goes. Okay, so that's it for this week. Your few little tips again. I would say the main thing is, keep your eyes in front of you more, and be aware of your spacing from your partner, and never get beat up the middle. Okay, thanks everybody. Bye-bye.